Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Moms in the Huddle. We're in the huddle. No parent stands alone. I am one of your hosts, Erica Morgan, the mom of Samaj Morgan. He plays at the University of Michigan. He is a third year, he's a junior. Man, hard to believe. He's a
Yeah.
receiver at the University of Michigan. Go Blue. I'm also the mother of Tyler, which is my eldest child. He's 27. I know I look 25, but those are my boys and I love them. So, Jillian, how's it going?
Yes, and I'm Jill. I'm Jill. I'm Jillian. I'm the mom of three boys, three young men. I can't even say boys anymore. Mackenzie, I call him Big Mac. JC, which is Jonathan, and Lil Rob, who turned 18 yesterday. So I have all boys over the age of 18. And we're here, and I'm here on Moms in a Huddle because my son, Jonathan, is a junior as well. He plays for the University of Wisconsin. Go Badgers. See, I'm representing the Badgers tonight. And it's cold in my house, so I came prepared. Um,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. And so I'm excited to be here. We had a great weekend. The Badgers played the red and white game yesterday against each other. My husband went to the game. It was fun. Jonathan's team left. But that's why we're here. And
Oh,
tonight's call. We're diving into a topic that sometimes doesn't get that much attention, Erica.
yeah.
Legal protection. And it's
Mhm.
something like every family, especially sports families, should know about. And so I'm excited that we're going to have a guest to talk about that.
Yes, because a lot of people don't know legal protection is huge, not just for the NIL space, but even for space such as things that can happen around your home, for
Yeah.
setting up trust, for setting up wills. And so, even as an attorney, when I was practicing law and I had my firm, like legal fees can be very expensive depending on the type of case it is, right? So, a lot of times people want that affordable attorney, right? And they want you to be able to do above and beyond things for them. But you know what? Sometimes people cannot always afford an attorney. So, sometimes it's good to kind of pay into the system to where when you need an attorney, you can call them when you need them, right?
Yes, legal insurance, right? Because
Yes.
we pay for it all the time. We pay auto insurance, we pay home insurance. Why not get yourself protected? So that's why I'm excited about today's guest. She's smart, she's passionate, and she is helping people feel prepared, not powerless. And that's what we're going to talk about today. That's right.
I know, and I'm excited. We have Tasha Gibson saying, "Hey, moms. Hey, Tasha. Welcome to Moms in a Huddle. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you go like, comment, and subscribe as it relates to Moms in a Huddle. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on X. We are on many, many platforms. Find us, Mom in a Huddle. Not Moms
Yeah. And
and
we're also on all the podcast sites. So we want you guys, if you're looking for the past, yeah, so go there as well.
Yeah. So I will say this as it relates to this guest that's coming today. When I say I count it an honor and a privilege to have a lot of guests on, I really do. This
Yeah.
guest is somebody that is so near and dear to my heart. I mean, a lot of people is not going to know when you hear her talk. This young lady oratorically is one of the greatest oratorical talkers that I've ever spoken with by phone. But when she was a little girl, 3 years old, 4 years old, she was at my baby shower sitting just so good and such a sweet baby.
Mhm.
She got beautiful eyes, beautiful personality. But I'm going to read her bio because I can do her no justice just of who she is. But this is Aysha Lapice, MHA, okay? She has a degree. She has a master's, okay, in healthcare administration. Aysha Lapice combines her professional expertise with the passion for helping others feel prepared and not powerless. Having experienced firsthand how overwhelming legal fees and life challenges can be, she made it her mission to empower people with the knowledge and the tools to protect their peace of mind, their rights, their assets, and their future. Without further ado, I'm going to bring Aysha Lapice to the stage. Welcome, 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 Aysha.
Hi. Hi. You can hear me? All good?
We
You
can
are
hear you.
Perfect.
Asia,
good.
Perfect.
we are so happy to have you here. Again,
Thank you.
powerful, smart, beautiful. And so let's start with your story. How did you go from healthcare administration to becoming an advocate for legal protection
Yes.
with your organization you're with?
Yes. Yeah. So first off, I want to say thank you both. This is I'm very honored. My first podcast experience.
Okay.
But I just want to commend you both for having this platform, not just for moms in the huddle, but just parents in general. So thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Yeah, so I got started getting into this legal empowerment just from my own experience. So, just a little background. So, I have been in healthcare all of my 20s. I hate to age myself. I am 30 now, but all of my 20s, I was very passionate about being in healthcare administration. I knew I didn't want to be a nurse or a doctor, as much as people say you have like the personality and all this for that, but I wanted to learn something else, something different. And once I really stepped into my internships and I worked in New York City, so very fast paced,
Yeah.
but really just my own experience, with legal issues that again I wasn't thinking about in my 20s that could hit me in my 30s. And just from my own experience, just this past year. So it's not like I'm talking about things that happened, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, literally to the date of this month, a year ago, when I really first started experiencing my first legal issues. And I like to tell people bad things happen to good people all the time.
Yeah.
And, now being 30 and realizing that, I am a mom, I am a homeowner, my husband and I, and, there's things we have to protect beyond just what our dreams have been since we've been together in high school. Now it's real. It's real. Like we really have to not just preach about it, because I feel like a lot of times we could see that on social media, right? And any platform where it's a lot of preaching. Let's preach about, generational wealth. Let's preach about this, but, it's more so about the action. So that's why I'm so passionate about, the business that I'm doing and that I'm in now, because I'm not just preaching, I'm actually doing it myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I like about it, Asia. You're one of those young ladies that you are kind of leading in the profession of understanding what it means to go through the battles of having to deal with legal woes. How important would you say it is to have some type of legal, I would say insurance, as one would say, being that you went through some things? And what's a good example of that?
Yeah, it's so important. And again, we do not realize it until something happens, right? But I tell people all the time, we have car insurance. That's required by law, right? You want to drive, you better have that insurance. But here's the thing. The world does not want everyone to have access to the legal system. That's just true. If it was affordable for everyone could go around and defend themselves and, take care of what they need to take care of. But that's just not the case. So I tell people, I have car insurance. I'm not looking to wreck my car every day.
Right.
I'm not looking to get into an accident every day, but I still pay for it every month. Right. So even though, access to legal attorneys, experienced attorneys is not required by law. Remember, they don't want everyone to have access to the law to protect yourself. But we can be proactive and say, you know what? I'm going to look at this as if car insurance, I'm not looking to get into a legal situation every single day, but let me just have this in my back pocket, or more so on my phone that we're on every single day. At just the tap of an app.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Again, we don't think about it, house insurance. We protect our children, not just ourselves. We have health insurance. We have long-term health insurance, but we don't think about that. We need to make sure that and I love we're talking about protection gives you peace of mind. I tell this story all the time. I remember when I was raggedy and young, probably in my 18 years old, driving around without insurance, right? And I felt it, like I was driving around making sure I wasn't doing it. But when I got protected, I drove around with confidence. And it's the same thing, I believe, when you have legal protection. And so, you talk about making sure you think about that. How do you talk to your clients about having that mind shift that Every day I know that I'm protected in my home because I have homeowner insurance. And every day I know when I get in my car, my husband has paid that bill,
Right.
skyrocket with older people, but we're gonna pay it because we want to make sure we're protected. It's oftentimes, because I've been in consulting and sales for years, it's shifting the mindset. How do you talk to clients about why that's important?
Yeah, and that is something that, I'm learning every day.
Okay.
I focus on all generations, but I really focus on my millennials, because, we tend to think we have so much time, right? We're in our 30s, we're at the top of our career. Maybe careers change. You just never know what people have gone through. But guess what? We at every age, we are learning. And I've learned a lot from, generations after me, where they can be homeowners, they can have all these great things and not have it legally protected. That's scary to me.
Yes.
And the way that I'm just trying to really show the importance of it, because I wholeheartedly believe that I can't force people to do anything, right? I'll tell you, you could bring somebody to the water, can't make them drink it, right? But at least I can tell you my story. I can show you my story because I have hardcore evidence. We could get into that. I can show you it, but I can't, I can't predict what may happen to you in life, but I can just say, you know what? This is what I've gone through. This is what me and my husband have gone through as a young married couple, parents. Why not help you?
That's good.
Why not help yourself? So, I really just I just share my story. I'll share a little bit. My husband is, he retired from the military, about years are going by fast. So about almost 3 years ago, because our son's almost 3. And, we bought our first home, which was very exciting. And again, these are lifelong goals that people have or may not have, but we definitely did have that. We grew up together. We've been together since high school. So we've already kind of foresaw like what we wanted in our future. But there was a lot of things that we did not see coming. And, being first time homeowners and, we didn't have that attorney with us at closing. We didn't. And I'm okay to say that. And I say that to people, but I want the people that are buying homes, I want you to have an attorney at closing. I want you to have an attorney look over that documentation. I didn't. We didn't. Right. And we ran into situations of, fighting with our HOA and things like that. And that's something that if you have never had legal issues, that's going to scare you to death. That peace of mind goes right out the window. I had no peace of mind. And, also too, I have friends that are attorneys. I hear it all the time. And even, Erica, she's an attorney, but, we always will know someone that is an attorney in some capacity, but not everyone practices in every area of law that we need.
That's good.
That we need. And, I've run into employment, I've run into homeowner. Nobody that I knew can help me with every area of law. That's and now good. Having access with the business that I'm in, I don't even have to think twice. I don't even have to think twice about, hey, is this legal? And people really don't understand the power it is. We use our phones for social media, contact each other, but why not have it to contact an attorney? Emergency situation.
At your fingertips.
At your fingertips. It's when I say I walk around with so much confidence now, especially after this last year, it's like nobody say anything to me because I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to pick up my phone.
And I got a bunch of attorneys on my phone, not just one, any area.
And it's in every state.
Wow. And see, that's what
in Canada
about your story. Your story is just getting on, because we're going to get to it, the NIL sports arena for athletes, meaning should they start to get an attorney before they move on into different things. Thing you're hitting on having an attorney when you're buying a home, sitting with you closing. I don't think I had an attorney sitting with me at closing of our home. So when it comes down to it, or dealing with what you just said, not just buying a home, but dealing with maybe a will, a trust, or little traffic tickets that maybe an attorney can help. And we're not talking about court-appointed attorneys. We're talking about reputable attorneys. So tell us about you and legal empowerment advocate. What is something like this? Not we're not dealing with cost just yet, but what does something like this look like for the average person that cannot come out 5Gs, 15Gs for whatever issue they may have?
I'll tell you. So I tell people this all the time. You see all these subscriptions we pay for just to watch a football game, or we pay just to
I know
watch
what you're doing right now.
Disney. Right. And when I tell you now that I'm on the other side, right? Man, I'm like, if I was putting away what I'm putting into protecting not just me, what I pay every month protects me, my husband, and my 2-year-old son.
Yeah.
And that's something I stress to a lot of people because I just saw a story. Because here's the thing, a lot of millennials, everyone wants, and again, it may not be for everybody, but this is just my experience. Everyone sees, you have the wedding, right? Yeah. You have the marriage, you buy the house, you have the baby, whatever order that comes for you. None of that matters if I don't have it protected legally.
Yeah.
Documented.
Yeah.
What I want, and I know this is a hard conversation, and especially people my age, millennials, it's like, I don't want to talk about that. No, I have to talk about will preparation. I have to talk about what will happen to my son.
Yeah.
And that's not easy. And I find often, and what I'm learning every day is people push away the hard conversations.
Yeah.
We have to have them no matter what. Yeah. Right. And I'm not just having this with just, the community that I'm in. I'm having it with my own family. My own family. I started off with my family. Hey, I'm doing this. I need you to do it. Yeah. And guess what? It's okay. If everyone doesn't understand the first time, I'm all about planting seeds.
That's good.
That's what's important. You plant those seeds because I'm like, hey, at least you know where to go to get that help that you may need, or someone else. But it is so important, how affordable this is, and it just may seem unreal to people because we're talking about law, right? Yeah. We're talking about law. We're talking about you call an attorney today. Yes, you were gonna get billed for that consultation
immediately.
Without question.
None of that. I'm sorry, Erica. Go ahead.
No, but she's right. That's the case. I practiced law for about 7 years, and anybody that called me, it was like you're paying $250 upwards of maybe $650, depending on how long you've been in this practice. Yes. And you're sitting there talking with an attorney. But most people, Aysha, do not think about an attorney until they're in trouble. Like you got a criminal case. Oh, we need to find an attorney. Oh, we need to do, or you got a civil case, someone's suing you and you didn't even do anything.
Right.
So you're looking for an attorney. So then the fees come up. But if you're saying whatever program you're a part of, we're going to get to that, guys. So it's leading us into something. This covers you, your husband, and your child. If anything happens, I would want to know, what is this plan? What is going on here? So, Aysha, tell us about an instance that you had where you used whatever, the legal shield, the legal help that you needed, and it was like carefree and you were good.
Oh, yeah. Too many times than I wish, but I could tell one. So, like I mentioned, my husband and I, brand new homeowners. And, we've run into a situation with our brand new build home. And again, that's nothing that you think would ever happen to you when you buy a brand new build home. And it was a situation where it was a Saturday night. And my husband and I are very opposite. He's very cool, calm, and collected. I'm more of what is going on. And, I tell people, when you see your ceiling kind of caving with water coming down, I'm a little concerned here. I'm a little shocked. And, again, this is just a regular Saturday and this happened. It's about 9:30 at night. And, I'm panicking because it's like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We have a 2-year-old that's running around here. we live somewhere where it's very, very hot. We can't afford to not have AC on here.
Right.
Okay. And you know, that's what we lived for a couple months. People don't know that. That's what we lived. But you know, it was a thing of, it was like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna wait till Monday to try to figure out what we need to do? We're already on the phone with emergency HVAC people, but we're being told something that, like, this is beyond what any vendor can help us with. And it's like, what are we going to do? Wait till Monday to call? But actually, I'm going to have to search. I'm probably going to be up till 2 a.m. searching who can help me in my area.
Right.
What law firm is going to be willing, or attorney willing, to answer my questions? What is going on with my brand new build home?
Right.
Now, here's the thing. We didn't have to wait till Monday. We didn't have to wait till Monday to start calling around at 9 a.m. to see who would help us. At the tap of our app, and even we went on our desktop because we had some documents we had to pull.
Right.
Went on our desktop. This app literally guides you on what to upload, the questions that need to be answered. And we did that within 30 minutes.
That's good.
Wow.
Requested, put in our claim, what is going on. Monday morning, we got a call from our attorney.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It has been taken care of since, and
Good.
at the fraction of what we would have paid without this service. And you know, I tell people, all these moments are beautiful moments. Owning, you know, buying your first home, everyone, you know, post it for the gram, you know, all those things. It's beautiful, but there's real life behind pictures. There's real life.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
We see corporations do it. I remember we another organization I'm a part of, we did an event at the Pistons Performance Center. We were doing a charity game. The nonprofit that I work with, my organization, we got insurance, right? But as soon as you came into that building, what were they having you sign? A waiver, because they were protecting themselves. Yep. So organizations understand it. We understand it as business owners. We protect ourselves, right? We get our LLC, so we're protecting our business, right? But we don't protect our home and our, you know, I just love all the things that you're sharing. But I want to shift the conversation for a second, right? Because I want to talk about the sports world, right? That's why the heart of the huddle. Why is legal representation so important for athletes and their family? That's part A. But part B is NIL, the college landscape has changed so much where, and I love to hear this from you, where people are looking for people who specialize in this area, right? Understand the landscape of sports and the landscape of NIL deals within the organization that you're a part of. Do you have individuals that specialize in this, and why should athletes have legal representation?
Yes. So the whole purpose of the business that I'm in is to have access to every area of law.
Wow.
Good.
And I reiterate that to people. It's not just, you know, if you need some help with your home, or you need every area of law. And that is so important, especially for, you know, our athletes and parents of athletes, because look at how it has changed.
Yeah.
Right? Even for both of y'all sons, you know, D1 athletes, football and basketball, it's huge. Their social media has grown so much. And I'm so happy that, you know, these athletes are getting recognized and are getting these deals for themselves. But there is a fine print in those contracts that go with that.
Oh, absolutely.
And, you know, you could see a big number, or a number that you may have never made before. And that is great. That is something to celebrate. But we have to remember, a lot of businesses, corporations, are for themselves. They have to protect themselves before they protect you.
Yes.
And that goes with anything. But this is why it's so key, because I never want a parent who has a child who, you know, accomplishes this great thing of playing at this high level, you know, college sport, whatever sport that may be, and they get there and they excel just as we believe our kids will, right? No matter what they do. And then everything starts coming in, all those blessings start coming in. And then the parents are like, hold on, I don't, what is this saying to me? What is this doing? And then it's like, you never want to be in a situation where you sign on a dotted line and you don't know if that is in your favor.
Right.
Mm.
Everything could look good, but that does not mean that it is.
Right.
And, I come from a generation where we just sign everything. Sign everything. Oh, yeah, give me sign it, sign it. You will never catch me just signing anything.
No. That's good.
And I believe, even if you didn't grow up with that type of access, like how I have, I didn't grow up with that. Didn't grow up with that. My parents probably didn't grow up with that, and that's okay. That's why we can always shift the narrative. So I always say my son is 2, but best believe if he had a cell phone right now, he would have this on. He will know how to work this app, especially when he gets, to college and things like that, because I've lived it. I was a student athlete myself. I played basketball since I was 5 years old. I played at the collegiate level as well.
That's good.
And when you are a student athlete, right, you have the responsibilities, you have class, you have practice, 2-a-days. I know how that goes. You attend parties, whatever the case may be, you have to make sure you are protected.
Yes.
I've seen, you could be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh, yes.
And what are you going to do when mom and dad aren't there? So, I talk to parents about this a lot because, as we know, kids just, went back to school, in August, and everything just kind of ramped up, in the fall season. But how are we protecting our kids? And I'm not saying just protect them because they have health insurance or protect them because we have, life insurance. No, what are we doing to educate them on their rights? Like, I want people to ask themselves, does your child know what to say when they get pulled over?
Right. That's good.
Yeah. Or not to say.
Or not to say. Right. And
Right.
that's what I love. And everyone that signs a membership up with me, and I have a couple that I'm going to mail out, I have cards that say, if your intent is to arrest or detain me, please allow me to contact my attorney. That is major.
Major.
Yes.
I don't know what parent wouldn't want their kid to have that in their wallet or just able to just pull out at any moment, because that is your Miranda. That is your right to access your attorney.
And I heard you say you have it in every area, and that's what's so awesome. Because in the NIL thing, you'll go and get these attorneys. It may be a referral, or maybe they're in entertainment. We're going to take 1.5% of your contract. We're going to take this. You may not know everything about this, Aysha, but if a student athlete in any area, not just basketball, football, but any area, girls and boys, or college students may need, right?
Yeah.
When it comes down to dealing with NIL deals, do you know if they take percentages of their contracts, or they're making a monthly payment into whatever this, the legal shield they're doing? Therefore, they're going to assist with the review of the contract. Do you know if they're going to try to come in and get some of the money off that contract? Or how do you think that may work as it relates to legal shield? And here's the thing, you may not know this part, because once the attorney-client privilege is established, they may have another thing outside of legal shield that we came and originally reviewed the contract, but hey, we see here that if you want to kind of hire us for additional things. How does that work with paying into this program?
So it's a monthly membership, right? So like I tell people, how many subscriptions do we have and how many do we actually use, right? So I will say what I pay to protect my husband, my son, is $49.95 a month.
50 bucks.
And for me, and it could go even lower than that, right? But for me, it is super important because I am thinking about that covers for me to just pick up my phone and ask a question without getting billed.
Ooh, girls,
without a consultation
that
fee.
again. Say it for the
Without,
people in the back. I don't
you
think
do
people.
not get billed. You did
What?
not get billed. And people need to realize the power in that type of access
Yeah.
where, and here's the thing, we're in a world of chat GPT, right?
Yes.
Everyone is chat, chat, chat. Cool. But there are people that have worked hard. There are people that have done the education,
Yeah.
right? I want to speak to an actual expert.
Yes.
I no longer have to be up at night on chat
Right.
asking my legal questions. I don't have to do that anymore.
Guilty. Guilty.
But here's the thing, you can ask it, but you better be calling your attorney to double check that that answer is accurate and in your best interests, right?
Yeah, ChatGPT is not always correct. ChatGPT
Mm.
actually give you incorrect law. So for attorneys that may use, you don't want to do that. It can give you incorrect law that is not precedent setting. So you definitely do not want to just sit there and say, let me just copy and paste.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
No, definitely not a copy and paste. And I also know too, like you're taking me back to college days, right? Like driving to school, to home, I had about a 4-hour drive or so. And getting pulled over at night is scary.
Oh, yeah.
It can be scary. And, I'm just thinking, and now that I have this access, to attorneys, I'm thinking about, when I've gotten pulled over and it's at night and I'm by myself. And again, we just see the world that we're in right now. It's scary.
Yeah.
But now I know if that was to ever be my situation, the app that I'm talking about has a 24/7 emergency line.
Wow.
That is powerful, and that is powerful for our kids as well. Because again, you could be at
Powerful
the
for
wrong
us.
place.
When we're driving, I was just in
Mhm.
Wisconsin. I booked a hotel that was 30 minutes away because they were having a game. So if it's closer to, I have to tell you the story because it
Yes.
makes sense. I'm online right now on Legal Shield. I'm over here. I'm driving in cornfields. I'm driving my son's car, an expensive car where it's wrapped and it has the what do they do with the windows?
Tint out.
Tinted out.
Driving with when you drive and you can't see anything behind you.
Yeah.
Please don't pull me over, please. So listen, to your point, I will like pull me over. No.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Yes. But it's key. And think about that, right? You're driving when you get pulled over, you get a ticket, whatever the case may be in a different state. Do you want to have to go back to that state to fight that ticket?
Yes, you're right.
You do not. Who has time for that? You don't have time for that. So this is where with this app, we provide services. You get about 3 a year with the large plan, because again, we don't want to just be throwing out everybody get a ticket. Keep it to a minimum, right?
Right.
But for when those situations do happen, because they do, at least hey, I can upload this ticket that I got. I live in Michigan. I got this ticket in Georgia. Upload that to this app. Have an attorney look at it. Maybe they can fight it for you. There have been many instances, because we know the laws are different, right? If you are driving in Georgia, you cannot have your handheld device in your phone in your hand while you're driving. You just can't.
Yeah.
So every time I go to Georgia, I make sure my phone is nowhere near, because if a cop sees me, I know I'm getting pulled over with a ticket. But there have been instances where someone is driving in Georgia, they don't live there. And maybe I don't know where I'm going. A lot of times I don't know where I'm going. So I'm using GPS, right? By just instance, I can hold up my phone and take a look. Ring, ring, cop. Oh my gosh, I'm not even doing anything. I'm just lost. Wow. And then you're trying to explain that, but you still get a ticket.
Yep.
Now here's what you do. Upload that ticket into your app. Have that attorney look at it. They have to get back to you within a business day or 2 business days.
Wow.
And here's the thing, you can go home, right? You can go back to Michigan. That attorney will take care of that ticket for you for a $79 flat rate. And have it handled.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now this is important for our kids. Our kid, listen, The
Cute.
world of NIL, we getting fancy cars, we getting this fast cars.
Yes.
I'll tell you, I don't know how many several Michigan players, they knew that I was an attorney. I'm Samaj's mom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's call Ms. Morgan.
Without saying any names, Miss Morgan, they text me the ticket. Exactly what you're saying.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, okay, this is something that it has no points attached to it. You're probably able to go ahead and pay, but this has points. You want to fight this. But you're right, Ace, because in most states, since COVID has happened, most attorneys can motion the court and say, hey, this client lives out of state. Can we motion the court for them to hear via Zoom? Because it has allowed most courts throughout the United States to do this. So if I'm uploading this ticket to Legal Shield or to the app that you're telling us about, and this attorney is looking at it for $79, let me tell you how much I charge if I had to show up.
Oh no.
When I showed up, and I'll tell people I'm not practicing. Now I'm on the bench. It was $1,500 just to show up.
Oh yeah.
So if you're telling me that an attorney, and that's just for me, I wouldn't say some attorneys $2,500.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you're paying attorneys for their time, but if an attorney can just say, hey, I got this for you. We'll get this handled. This is the ticket amount. We can get the motion in, and then they're handling this stuff. You can actually rest at night to say, let me just call Legal Shield. I love it.
Peace of mind.
Now let me ask you. I have a quick question for you because I'm on your site, so I'm searching because
I'm here.
When you are a student athlete,
yes,
you are a business now. So you have an LLC. So does that cover student athlete, the person? Here's my personal business, but does it also cover? I have a business now.
Yep.
You answered that for student athletes that are out there.
Yes, because it is true. You are a business, right? You're not just your first and last name. You are a business. So yes, the plan, like what we've been talking about with the wills and, things like that, traffic tickets, that's all personal plans. Right. Now, just recently, I was in Anaheim, California, and I actually got certified with Legal Shield in small business plans and employee benefits. So we have separate small business plans. So a lot of times, and small businesses that I work with, they will have the small business plan, and maybe they need to have a plan to protect their family too.
Right.
But there are small business plans, and that gives you access to everything business, whether you have employees or not. But there's a lot that goes into that. It's a lot of documentation review, which again, you get that on the personal level as well, right? To protect yourself and your family. But on a business end, no, I always say, look at that small business plan. And that is on that link too. And I'm more than happy to explain that. But I always tell people fail to realize the number one killer of small businesses is not having legal protection.
Yes.
That's true.
Not having how easy is it for so many people to get a LLC, right? And that looks nice. That looks fancy on your bios and all these things, right? Or, people put, CEO, right? Yeah, you are a business. Yeah. What does it matter if you don't have any legal representation? Because guess what? Yeah. Anyone can try to sue anybody at any time.
And they do.
Frivolous lawsuits anybody can sue. You can just say, you looked at me wrong, I'm suing, because it is crazy out here. So if you got an attorney that can write up a, summary, dismiss this, judge. Different things. That is huge, Aysha. I love it. So if someone's interested in understanding this, I know I've been sharing your information. Give us a little bit more about accessing, Legal Shield and yourself. And like you said, $50 a month. That's huge. Like, talk a little bit more about the access of signing up for this. And this is where they can reach you. But
yeah. So this is the link where I can be reached, and I can always share, my personal information as well. But when it comes to signing up, and if just someone wants a little more information, reach out to me. I host Zoom calls You know, if we're in the same area, we can meet in person, grab a cup of coffee. You know, it's very, people don't realize it's very conversational. This is just everyday life that we're talking about. You know, this isn't, you know, you just have this and you use it once. No, you can use this for a lifetime. And it helps you for those things that I want to keep for a lifetime.
Right.
You know, I want to keep my home. I want to keep, you know, everything that I worked hard for. But, you know, someone who is interested, feel free to reach out on that link. I have my phone number on there. Feel free to give a call, a text. I can also share my email, but I will tell you the day that you sign up, you have access immediately.
And you're located where again?
Orlando, Florida. Okay. Yep.
I was just in Orlando, stuck at the airport for hours.
Oh gosh. Don't scare me. I got to be at the airport in a couple days. So, but that is how we can, you know, get anyone started. And like I said, I also have my business page. I'm really on Instagram, Aysha Empowers. So I can share that as well. But I post on there just, you know, keeping the community, keeping people updated. And again, it's not just, you know, about me. I want to share other people's stories. I want to help other people, because I'll tell you, me just talking about my experience over this past year, you do not know what people are going through.
Yeah.
On a day-to-day basis. And, you know, I'm very passionate because, you know, being a student athlete myself and just seeing the headlines of our student athletes who are working so hard every single day, you know, having to prove themselves every single day, getting to that next level if that's what they wish. Right. You know, I wholeheartedly believe that if they could just take that, they don't have to worry about, I am a business, how do I protect myself? And again, you got to think, a lot of these kids are going into the league younger and younger.
Yeah.
Financial preparedness is key, because look how much they get on the upfront. That can go like that
in a minute.
And knowing how to invest that. And I get people all the time that tell me, like, Aysha, I don't own a home. I don't have any kids. Why do I need a will? You have money. You have money in the bank, right?
Right. That someone wants.
Protect it. Protect it.
You have property. You may have a car. There's so many
anything
about it.
Anything. And I do want to share, because, you know, it's a lot of, I see some people on here.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, you know, having our kids covered up until the age of 26 is key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I shared, my little baby is 2. My peace of mind knowing that he is legally protected. I just saw a story the other day, and I'll share really quickly. Happened not too far from my home, I should say, which is even more frightening. But there was a storyline where an HOA pretty much was taking legal action against a 5-year-old.
I saw that too.
5-year-old.
Yes. Because they were hanging on a tree,
swinging, playing on a tree that was next to a bus stop.
Yep, I saw that.
So when I see this story, what do you think is going through my mind? For everyone that has told me, oh, no, I don't need it. Or, you know, when I see people my age that are having beautiful babies or have babies that are the same age as mine or older. And I'm like, when you tell me that you don't need anything like this, you are saying your child doesn't either. When I saw that story, I was mind blown.
Yeah.
No, I would not
mind blown.
That. I mean,
never would have thought.
Any little thing. It does take a lot of people, just even people that have pet owners. Sometimes you don't have to do anything.
Yes.
Pet does something and you're like, what the heck?
Well, listen, Erica, I mean, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. That happened to us. One of our dogs nipped a neighbor.
Oh.
The neighbor came over, got my information, went to our city.
Wow.
Filed. I call Erica. Erica.
See?
Erica referred us, but it wasn't a small penny that we had to pay.
So So here's the thing. Now, like you
I
said,
told you, I'm on your website. Like I told
listen,
you that, right?
all you got to do is click member, sign up, and I got you. I'm going to be with you every step of the way. But here's the thing. This is what I'm saying. We may have close friends and family that are attorneys.
Yeah.
Yes.
What if it's an emergency situation? What if Erica's sleeping?
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
That's true, Aysha.
What if it's 2 a.m.?
Yes.
Yes.
This is why we have the emergency 24/7 line. And it tells you what is deemed an emergency, because sometimes people may think what I may think is an emergency really isn't. But something like that is an emergency.
That's an emergency. Yeah.
So I tell people, don't bank on our loved ones, having their degrees. They have lives too. They have clients too.
That's right. But I enjoy, giving that advice if I can. But you're right.
This emergency.
You'll start referring people out. But just think, if you had Legal Shield, you've been paying into this system for so long, your $50 or your $79 that you're paying.
$37, $29.
I didn't even know. So you got different tiers that paying.
It's no one size fits all, right? We understand everyone's financial situation and need is not the same. It's not one and the same.
Yeah.
It is not one and the same. So we want to offer 3 different tiers for people. I want people to pick what you think is best for you. I can tell you what I have. I can tell you why I think you should have this, but I want you to look at it, have eyes on it. You tell me what you think is best for you. Wow. And here's the thing. You're not tied into any membership. You can always upgrade. You can always, there's no contract.
Oh, right? I love that. That's a good question. Yeah.
There is no contract. But I want people to realize that this is something that you don't want to just get and then you get stuff done that you need for that one time. This is something you want to keep, because life has predictable and unpredictable moments. And when those unpredictable moments happen, that's where that peace of mind goes out the window.
And they happen all the time. We didn't anticipate our dog running off and biting. And it wasn't even a bite, dip. It was no skin turn. I think it was more of they were fearful.
Yeah.
And it was apparent, like, that's my child. So I don't care if it was a dip or a bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're legally.
I am a part of the family. Welcome to the legal field family, Julie.
Welcome. And I like to tell people, like, when you're legally protected, like, you can just focus on living your life without defending it every single second.
Yeah. And I love that, because let's just say you've been paying in Legal Shield for over a year. Let's say you didn't do a will or a trust, but you need to update it.
Yes.
You can go and say, you know what? Lil Ray ain't getting none of my money today. So take Ray out. Okay.
Yeah.
Nay, right?
Yeah.
So we got that situation where that can happen. You look, how can I utilize what I've been paying into? Right. So I can probably get my will updated. I can get my trust updated. I can probably ask questions about financial things to an attorney to get information. It's so much that you can really sit down and say, how can I really make this work for me and utilize it yearly in the investment that I'm investing in, right?
Yeah. And I want to touch on those 2 things, because those are what are important to me. Like, honestly, like, everything that comes with this membership, I really want people to be educated on will and trust, because we really aren't, right? And that, again, that's okay, because it's never too late to learn. But when it comes to a will, right? Yes, you get that done, but how much are you going to pay for that will? Depending on where you're at, 200 and up, it depends on where you're at and who is doing it and what they're charging.
Yes.
Even a trust can go.
Even a trust,
$3,500 to $8,000. Some attorneys are charging that, because here's the thing: it depends on the complexity of your thing. So,
and no matter of the complexity with this membership in this business, you are able to establish a trust at a $250 flat rate with a trusted attorney.
Wow.
So that's for myself and my husband. So each. because we
Yeah.
both have to have that established, right? $250 flat rate. When I tell people that, it's kind of like people that really understand and how impactful and powerful that is. It's like, wait, how much? I
Yeah.
could start my yes.
Mm.
Yes. And it's about educating, because I see on Facebook all the time, certain posts that people will share. Again, I'm gonna go back to people sharing things but not really doing,
Yeah.
right? I've seen a post circling for like a month now where it's like, this is what you need to do, generational wealth, establish a trust. You need to take your kids off a beneficiary. Da, da, da. I'm like, where are we getting this information from?
You are so right. Misinformation.
Misinformation. And it's glorified as the truth.
Right.
Where I get my truth is my attorney.
That's right.
That's where I get my truth. That's where I have review my contracts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the area that they're supposed to be in. Like, you're right.
Yes.
As long as you bring yourself abreast of that law, you can practice it. But if you don't,
Oh my gosh,
find yourself in malpractice, you don't want to do that. But
Mm-hmm.
what I will say, you are so right. Everybody got, because we got ChatGPT, we got ChatGTP, we got jailhouse lawyers, we got a lot of people. But as an attorney myself, I'm my worst client. I don't represent a lot of the things that I need to represent. So this is even beneficial for a person like myself. That's
and we have that too. We have that too, that people you have to protect yourself, like you said, right? Mm-hmm. And again, affordability is important in our world today. Like you mentioned, 5,000, who has that to just take care of a one-off situation or whatever the case may be? We need it to be affordable for our community, and for, again, every area of law, every state, including Canada.
That's awesome. I think sometimes it is. I just went on your Instagram page, and I love that you are informing people, because oftentimes it's the education piece. I was thinking years ago, my husband and I had Legal Shield, but as you don't keep it in your face or keep yourself aware and the importance of it, because you go to different stages. I think we may have at that time had purchased our first home. And so we were done and we're just moving on and looking at, but you have to have it protected for every stage of your life, right?
Every stage.
Whether you're buying a home, whether you're securing all of your assets. So now you own your home. You're not in that early stage of buying. Now you own it, right? And then, or you have a athlete that is quote unquote worth some money. You need to protect him and the things, him or her, the things that they're doing. So every stage, if you think about it, you want to make sure you're protected. And again, going back to what we said earlier, protection brings peace. You want to have peace of mind that my son, wherever he is, or my daughter, wherever she is, she's protected because I educated myself and spent time with Asia, and she informed me of why it's important to have a product at my fingertip for less than $50 a month.
Yeah. And I hear that too, people that have had it for years. This is a 53-year-old company.
Right. Wow.
3% market penetration. And I equate it to, everyone has Amazon Prime.
Oh,
how many commercials do you see for Amazon Prime?
Zero. I work for Amazon. Zero.
See, but you don't have to.
No.
Right? So a company that is here, like Legal Shield, 53 years, what more has to be proved? Now, I always tell people, businesses, and I don't care what kind of business, there's always improvements made.
Yes.
But it is on us. Like the business it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it's not the business it is today.
That's good. That's good.
And the services enhance. How can we make it better? How can we tailor it to what people need today? Not 5 years ago, today.
Right.
And the need is here and loud and clear.
Yeah.
We have people getting arrested, detained, and they don't know why.
Ooh, don't even start.
So when I talk about this, I'm not just like, hey guys, get this product. It's not a product, it's a service.
Yes.
Because I hate to hear it can never be me.
Oh yeah, it
You don't
can.
know.
Yeah,
You don't know.
We don't.
And
But
guess what? I don't want to chance it or risk it.
right.
exactly. I think we always think it happens to the next person, or that applies to them, or
Oh my God.
or when your kids are making a lot of money NIL, you'll say,
Yeah.
just pay an attorney instead of saying, hey,
Right.
do this, invest in $50 a month in minimum in increments and save a lot of the other money that we would save if we didn't have to invest in a high
I
price.
tell people.
You
But I
get what
love the fact that you can just say this. Let me talk to my attorney.
Literally. Literally. Like,
That
how
part.
powerful does that
That's
feel?
powerful.
Like, I think I stand up like a little straighter now. Like, it's
Yes.
like,
okay.
you know, I don't have to walk around scared. I don't have to walk around nervous. I don't.
Yes.
That's why I said I want to empower people. I was very powerless last year.
Wow.
Mm.
No.
Some people can't admit that I was powerless last year. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Mm.
My husband's old football coach. My husband played football in college. He was an attorney. We calling him. What do we do?
Right. Right.
Mm.
And
But,
then that's the other
yeah.
thing. And then you don't want to feel like you're putting a burden on your friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because or your family members. You want to be the responsible adult. Click the link like I just did.
Yeah.
And make sure you're protected. It just
Yes.
again, it goes back to that education piece.
Yeah.
Making people aware. That's why the platform is here. Our goal is to educate parents, educate students on why it's so important. And and one of the things that we're so happy about is that we're always learning, right?
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And again, you know, I know this is something where, just, you two, it's not just thinking about yourself. You're probably thinking about other parents,
Yes.
other students, other athletes, outside of where your sons go to school. This can be a major thing to help a lot
Yeah. Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of people,
Yeah.
and just educating them that this is something that is here
Right.
and is
And
here to
affordable.
stay
And affordable.
and affordable. I
Yes.
tell people, I mentioned what my plan is. We have a plan, think $1 a day,
Mm. Girl.
$1 a day.
Yes.
Mhm. That's good, Ace.
What
And
am I gonna? I'm gonna spend $1 on. I'm gonna spend what I'm paying to have my family legally protected. I'm gonna go spend that at brunch.
oh yeah. On a coffee.
Ooh, come on now.
Pay $7 to $10 just for that cup.
So
Yeah.
again, we have a plan. $1 a day is protecting you and your family, or just you as an individual. And if you decide to expand your family, whatever the case may be, you add them right on. There's no. It's so simple to where when things are so simple and so affordable, people don't think it's real.
Right. Yeah.
And that is where, and going back to your first question, Jillian, how do you get people, I'm just telling how I'm using it in my story. That is all I can do.
Yeah.
Your aha moments. Like, wait, what?
My aha, because
Yeah.
I've had way too many. And, it's been life-changing. I will say that. It has been life-changing, and just what me and my husband have experienced over this past year. We've been married 6 years. I tell people all the time, you cannot tell me our fifth year going into 6-year marriage will be complete chaos with just life situations.
Mm.
Not chaos with us, just life.
Yeah. And who wants that? The first 5 years, you just get, well, you guys are a little bit different because y'all was knowing each other, but
Yeah.
but it's a little different when you come into matrimony, living in the same house, have a baby. You just want to deal with that. You don't want to deal with all the other stuff that life brings on. And so, but the benefit, you look at the bright side, you went through that so other people won't have to.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can inform them of, okay, here's what
gosh, yes.
and here's how you protect yourself.
My mentor tells me all the time. He says, it happened for you, not to you.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can you say that again so I can write it down? But it's so true, because it's like, if I just looked at like, why me, and not look at it on the bright side, like maybe I was the person that needed to experience these things.
Yeah.
To open the eyes of other people, whether I know them or not. Maybe it was me that could be that voice and that person to educate.
Yeah.
And I gladly take that duty on because I love what I do. You know, I'm still in healthcare. Thank God, in the capacity that is perfect for me. And, you know, being able to have my business with Legal Shield and, you know, going out in the community, and it has been so rewarding and fulfilling that where I look at where was I this time last year, October 2024 to now, there is no comparison.
Wow.
I have been shifted to a table that my last table doesn't even compare to.
Wow.
And that's powerful. And I want people to realize, because I do realize what I've experienced this past year with employment things and that. It's not just me. It is so many people that look like me that are experiencing this right now.
Yes.
And I tell people it's not about what we know. It's not about what you know. It's about who you know. So I tell people, if you know me and I'm telling you about this, you need to get it.
Yeah. And it's about being prepared.
That's it.
You know, I think about, you talked about the job market, what things are happening now. You need to make sure you're shielded in every area.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah,
so absolutely.
Eric, I'm sorry.
No, Jillian, I think about the sports arena, prenuptial agreements.
Yeah.
Think about when kids are getting married early and maybe they have a lot of money and they need a prenup, or when these boys are going to the NBA, NFL, the National Hockey League, or overseas to play. You got, like, you know, think about prenups. Think about what people come in with. Think about divorces.
Yes.
Can I leave an unsafe situation? You know, and this is talking about parents in the huddle.
Yeah.
Not parents in the huddle, kids that are getting married young in the huddle. And it's so much that you're right. This thing is really, it's evolved to, this is your life.
This is life. This is life. It is everyday life. And again, you just don't know what people are going through and what they may need, and how this service could really service them and their family for years to come. So, you know, I take pride in what I'm doing, and, you know, everyone that I come across, you know, again, just planting that seed. At least they know where to go. If it doesn't click right away, not everything clicks the same for all of us. But at least, you know, I am here.
Yeah.
If you have a question, I am here.
Now, I saw on the site that you can have a team. Do you have a team?
Yes, I do. I do have a team. So again, you know, just like with any business, I tell people, you don't just join a business and just think everything comes to you. Right. What you put out is what you get back. So what I've put out, I have gotten back 10 times, because I'm passionate about what I'm doing. 2, I believe in it. But having a team with me, that has been so rewarding, because being an athlete, I'm used to a team atmosphere, right? That is what I'm used to. I am, you know, I was a shooting guard, but, you know, I'm used to, like, just, hey, pass it to me, pass it to you. Let's do this thing together. And it's not just about changing my life. I say all the time, you know, if God put all these connections and mentors for me, it's not just for me.
Right.
It's for me to connect. Hey, X, Y, and Z. Like, you guys may have something in common here. Let me connect you.
Yeah, I love that. Yes.
Because, you know, we're in a very me, you know, world. And until people take that layer off and realize, I want to treat people the way I want to be treated.
Yeah.
You have to really live by what you preach and what you say.
That's right.
The older I get, I have nothing. It does nothing for me to lie about anything. I'm just here living. I'm just here living, taking care of my son. You know, me and my husband are building the life that we're able to build for him, regardless of what we go through with this past year legally. But guess what? We know how to handle it.
Yeah. You're able to move on.
And we're handling it. So, yeah.
put your information up here, Asia. When I said you did a phenomenal job presenting, I almost feel like you're mom, Tamir. Tamir, I went to school.
Shout out to mom and dad.
Yeah, your mom and your dad. We went to school at University of Detroit Mercy, and that's where I met your mom.
Yep,
and I feel like the proud auntie with her chest out.
Yeah.
Into such an amazing young lady, knowing her stuff. And I'm so proud of you, super proud.
Thank you. Can I just end on one note? And this is for our parents, this is for our athletes, but I live by this. And this is something that I've heard from my mentor is the success that you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. So just stay on track, stay on focus on what you want, but you can't avoid it at the same time. So, you know, whatever you want to achieve, and I congratulate you too as moms and as parents and what your sons are doing. It's amazing, and you know, I can't wait to see them, you know, at the next level and wherever, you know, God takes them. But they are there because of amazing mamas and parents like you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We were talking about chat. I wanted to pull something I was looking at because we're all believers, and I looked at this and I was like, what scripture can we relate back to Legal Shield? And I looked at Psalms 91:4. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. So Legal Shield provides coverage for your legal needs. God provides coverage for every part of your life.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
every part.
Yeah. Every single part. Wow. I love that.
And so does Legal Shield. Every part. What type of attorney you need, we got
it. and where? Which state? Where?
Yeah.
I got you.
Where's that? Right. So, Asia, I always end with your journey in one word.
My journey in one word. Powerful.
I like that.
I do too.
Powerful.
Take that.
I had a sense of empowerment, and it's just been so powerful this past year that I just can't wait to see where else it takes me and takes other people.
Wow.
I think that was listen, that was our episode 26. Prepare, not powerless.
Wow.
Those connections. I love that.
I think this is mama.
That is my mama.
With my baby girl, Tamira, when I say raised an amazing young babe, thank you for sharing her with the world. I love my Asia.
Yes.
I already adopted her. I'm your other auntie. I know you call Auntie Tasha, but
there she is.
There you go. Auntie Tasha.
Here she is. Hey, Auntie.
Yeah.
Great job. Yes.
So we thank you so much for being this journey.
Thank you too.
We learned a lot. You got a new customer. I'll be calling you.
Call me. I'm here.
Signed you up, and we'll be spreading your information over. It's
for sure.
Your service is so needed.
Yeah.
People need to make sure their families are protected, their children are protected, and they stay connected to someone like you. So thank you so much.
Thank you both. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Love you.
Oh, wait. You.
Before you leave, Asia, you got to say, I'm in the huddle.
Oh, okay. I'm in the huddle. I'm in the huddle.
I love it.
I'm here to stay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Have a blessed one, baby.
Bye. Thank you.
Wow.
This was great. I am so glad we invited her.
Yes.
With all the stuff that is going on in my life with working with Jonathan and making sure that he's protected, the stuff that's going on just within the Blackwell family. Yes. This was so timely.
And even with some moms, like you say, and even our family, you think about it because you don't think you need it. Kind of how we was talking about. You just be like, oh, I got it. I can do this. I can do that. And then sometimes I think, oh, I got it. But sometimes you do have to get with the experts that know.
Yes. Yeah.
Which takes me to my legal moment.
Come on, man.
Nothing else needs to be said. Asia came on here. My legal moment is to tell you to go sign up for LegalShieldAssociate.com. Here's the information, because what I see is you're going to need the help. You're going to ask questions. The tip is this today, Legal Shield 131-52-1148.legalshieldassociate.com. Because I think that in understanding the legal community, you're not going to always know how to navigate it. And our world is forever changing with the different laws. And in order for you to understand, you need to have an attorney present to do so. So go to this website, go and reach out to Aysha and be intentional, okay, about your future. So that's my little tip for today.
Oh, great legal tip. And I'm excited that we have a platform that we can educate. We are always learning. I was educated this evening, and I'm so I appreciate that. So here's my marketing moment.
You accepted all that stuff, Jillian. You be like, wait a minute, I'm doing it.
Oh yeah, listen, I'm checking the box again. And to what she said earlier, it's not just for me, it's for my children. I have an 18-year-old. He's we delayed enough. He's about to start driving. Insurance is up the wazoo, but we gotta add the legal part to it. So I love it. So I do have a marketing moment. But it's all around preparing. We talked about preparation, but preparing your student athlete for the next level. And one of the things that I talk about is building your brand, because strong brands open doors, but your talent alone can't. Again, you be so certainly talented, but if you don't have a strong brand. So I want to talk about how we can help our student athletes prepare for the next level, not just in their sport, basketball, football, hockey, whatever it is, but in life. And again, because success just isn't measured by points or stats. I mean, we can bring all the analysts in here, but it's measured by purpose. And so if you listen to this podcast at any time, again, I'm a proud sports mom. So is Erica. My son, again, plays for University of Wisconsin. But what makes me most proud about him isn't the game, it's his heart. And so recently, Jonathan partnered, actually Thursday, Jonathan partnered with the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County in Madison, and he hosted a community day called Hoops and Harvest. It was a day of basketball, mentorship, and giving back. And that just didn't happen by accident. He was shown what giving back and being back in the community through the Reggie McKenzie Foundation. And my husband had a basketball camp for the last 35 years. That's a football game. Anyway, so as you help your student athletes prepare for the next level, make sure they're also building their character and their resume and being involved in the community, because lessons just aren't learned on the field or the court. Lessons are learned when you have a sense of gratitude, a sense of service, and you give back. And it goes further along way after that buzzer, because it's grafted in you. And so I just want to emphasize, if you're preparing for the long term, make sure the long term is not about you. It's about giving to others. It's about being in the community. It's about partnering with other organizations to help them raise funds, bring attention to what they're doing. And so when we think about going to the next level, think about you're going to the next level and you're taking people with you, and that those people should be people within your own community. So that's our marketing moment for this evening.
I love that. I think what you just said, Jillian, actually follows after. I mean, it that is more important than, like you say, the stats, than being in the league and all that stuff, because you have to live afterwards. If you've built your brand in your community, people will respect what you're doing. I love that. That is true. It supersedes you and what you did on the field or on the basketball court.
Yeah, and even think about if you didn't do it, the opposite. So you go to school, whether it's college or you make it to the higher league, and you never come back and give back. And then your career is over. And then you just kind of show up. Like, what?
Where you come from?
Where you come from?
No. Harpo, who this woman? I'm sorry, Jill, I had to do it. I'm sorry, I had to do it.
I love it. Who is this? You've been in the league. I'm just gonna throw out some number. You played football, basketball for 5 years. Yeah. You went on to the league 5, 6, 7 years. You didn't do anything for your community. Or if you did, you asked for them to pay for you to show up. That part. So we have to teach our children your brand, whether people verbally say it or not. People are watching what you do, and if you give back, go back to your old school, go back to your old neighborhood, go back and give back. And one of the things that I love about the company that I work for, or any organization, is that they want to be good community citizens. And so if you you should, and if you're a brand, you should want to be able to do the same thing. And so we have to teach our student athletes to do that.
Yeah, you're right, Jillian. That was good. I believe motivational mentoring. Motivate yourself to mentor your community beyond yourself, right?
Yes.
So I love it. So, Jillian, we're going to have great shows coming up.
Yeah.
Guys, we're going to have, me and Jillian put a lot together as it relates to what we do on Moms in a Huddle. It's not just us coming together to be, oh, we're just on a huddle, we're just giving you information. We really put our heart into it. We put our soul into it. We put our ideas into making sure that you guys are getting valuable information. We will be having a lot of upcoming shows that's going to give a lot of information related to maybe injuries. I think that I was talking to Aysha, we're probably going to be bringing on a surgeon and his wife to talk about injuries in the
athlete. Yes.
How people understand injuries. Aysha talked to me about that, and her connection was like, hey, I have a surgeon that does surgery on athletes as it relates to injuries. And some of them were told, check this out, Jillian, that they were probably not going to be able to play again. But because they had a particular surgery, this surgeon did a surgery and to go back into the league in basketball. So don't count yourself out. So I'm trying to make sure we get that surgeon to come on before.
That's so important. That's so important. I was listening to a podcast today, and they were talking about the Badgers. And one of the things they kept emphasizing, if they stay injury free, if they, always, that's why I, cover my son with the blood, anybody, but you got, if your body can't do it, you can't do it.
But Jill, I hate that stigma that's associated with an athlete, that when they're injured, they become what they call damaged goods, meaning people may not want to make an investment in your kid and they could be the greatest player, they may be damaged goods. So you're trying to stay away from the injury, but then you get injured. What do you do?
Yeah. So, we're living that now. Our youngest son has had injuries his beginning of his almost 3 years in a row. And so what I've been saying to him, again, it's our job to motivate and encourage. You're going to be the comeback kid. You're going to be, so he's in the gym. He's going to physical therapy twice a week. He's in the gym, but I'm encouraging him. And he's a quick kid. Sometimes his body moves faster than his brain. And so you got to encourage them, but they got to have surgeons. They got to have people who are in that arena.
That's right. I think we talked about that with her son. He had multiple injuries. He was dealing with an injury, and sometimes it's just a nagging thing. But I will say, beyond the injuries is a person. Yes. And they're not damaged goods. They are good for what they're doing. And so we're going to try to bring experts on. We're going to have one of our favorite shows, I think, is going to air on your birthday, Jill.
My birthday is next Monday. I will be 25. I'm super excited.
25 in the house. Hey, 25 in the house.
So I'm excited about that. So we got some great ideas, some topics we're going to be talking about on the 27th of October. And I have not this year. Every year I make a big deal about my birthday. I don't know this year, because I normally celebrate the whole month.
Oh, come on.
I do. Like, my family be like, Jill, your birthday's not to the end of the month. I said, my birthday is the whole month of October. So I don't know, a little bit maturity and just being busy. But yeah, I'm excited about next Monday.
I am too. And it's going to be a special show because this person that we're going to talk about we've known him our whole life.
Our whole life.
And so we may introduce some of you to him.
That would be great. Yes.
For the most part, it's kind of an honor and a joy to talk about. And so I keep thinking on that. But next Monday, make sure you tune in. Jill, anything else that I'm forgetting?
No, that's it. I think my husband cooked some food, so I'm about to roll up in there and see what he cooks on Monday. Well, most of the time, but
hey,
yeah.
Food. I like food. I may roll up over your house too. That's what in there burning. I don't know if it's burning or if it's food. But nonetheless, we're gonna figure this thing out, or I'll roll up your house.
All right.
Have a great one, everybody. See you later.
Moms in a huddle.
Yeah.
See you next Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.